Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where once again we boot up and it's saying that we're in negative unity. I don't believe that we actually are. We're also not at war right now, and what were we working on? Seems like we had just finished up this war, I think. Yeah, we're still heading back over this way. Okay, so we definitely need to do some work out over this direction. For sure. To be honest, this gateway no longer needs to exist. So, we're at 108 influence right now. How much will it cost to claim everything up over here? That's a question. 80 plus... Okay, so 160 and then 240 is what that would cost. Sure, that's reasonably fine. I want to grab this construction ship. We need to start working out over here, right? Top priority is a gateway out here. Absolutely top priority. I'm going to put it here so that they have to go through this station. Now, this station needs some work. Let's move this around a bit. What is the current power of it? 24.6k. Yeah, that needs some work. So, let's go ahead and grab... We're going to do gun and gun here. We're going to change these around. Yes, I know there's two gun batteries here. This is going to be torpedo and torpedo, and we're going to do hangar and hangar. Okay. So next up, of course, we're going to change these crew quarters over into being a... Let's see, we've got a command center here. We've got a target uplink computer and a dark matter listening post. We're going to put a disruption field generator in. We're going to put in a defense grid supercomputer. And I'm going to swap this over into being a communications jammer. Okay. So we'll get that underway, checking in on this station here. That needs to get upgraded to a Star Fortress. Beautiful. And we know that we were working on some of these worlds over here, which those are in progress. That seems absolutely fine for the moment. Where's our other construction ship at? You are moving... Where, exactly? Okay, yeah, you're moving out over here because we were going to survey and claim that. Sure, that's fine for now. Now, we do need to continue to reinforce our fleets, and we'll do that for the time being. We're still working on replacing all of those frigates with corvettes. What is the current price of alloys? They want to go to low fleet contribution here. It's actually probably okay. They want to do it twice? Okay. It's probably okay. Not that we can stop it anyway. We don't have the votes to stop that. So for the time being, we'll allow that. We're fine being at this fleet capacity for the moment. I'm not too concerned about that. After all, we're going to want to be at high fleet capacity when we take over anyway. So that'll be the plan. For now, anyway. 12,000? I don't think that's quite accurate. And all of these guys are moving around. Yeah, that's to be expected. Sure, that all looks good for now. Now, we are eventually going to want to get a hyper relay set up over here as like a backup, and we probably want one coming up over this direction and then connecting here, most likely. So what that'll end up looking like... Let's see, we probably don't need one in Epsilon Cygni for the moment. What that'll end up looking like is we would build one here. Well, we're just going to build up our influence for now. It's going to take time. We're going to need influence for Eolum. Migration treaty with the Tebadoran Corporation. Are they in our federation? No, they are associated with these other guys. Migration treaty, does that cost us influence? I believe it does. We're going to decline that. We're still negative on our unity, remarkably. I didn't expect that. No, we were negative previously, weren't we? I believe we were. So we were working on some unification centers down over here. That's what it was. Okay. That's fine for the moment. We could consider dropping an edict, potentially. So we would need to go into here. We could drop, say, our forge subsidies. Or perhaps... Could we get away with dropping our capacity subsidies? Barely. I still want to run nutritional plentitude, for sure. And will to power is very expensive, but we definitely want to run that. I think the forge subsidies are the obvious thing to go here. at least until such a time as we can afford them. It'll slow down our alloy generation, but I'm not too concerned about that. Not at this moment, anyway. It should be fine. We're going to get a lot of that back, honestly, once these guys dock up, so that'll be okay. No major issues there. Our science ship is heading out over here. We also have this special project here that has sufficient nearby ships. Oh, right, we're doing it with this one. Of course. We're working on lowering that shield. Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, that does bring us back positive in our Unity as expected. We're at 929, and these guys are docking now. We have been disconnected from the Paradox Online services. Okay. I definitely didn't log in somewhere else, and I don't think I was logged in to begin with, so this might be a bug. This is a single-player game and is irrelevant, so cool? Cool. Hopefully I didn't just get hacked. That would be awkward. I'll look into that after this episode. So we'll see here. I'm pretty sure I was not logged in, so I think that was just a bug. Gateway in the Tiamat system is now done. Good. That is, of course, necessary for defense there. And we'll continue to work on all of that. Okay, so we can see we're up over 1K. Yeah, we actually have more than we did with having that edict up now that we've docked up. So that's absolutely fine. I'm not concerned about that. We need about 28,000 alloys to fully reinforce our fleets. This is not shocking. And we can see that our fleets are a lot stronger now. No doubt about that, even without them being fully complete. So that's looking good. How's this survey doing? We're getting closer. Yeah, it's looking fine. We can see that they have their science ships cloaked. We don't really do that. I've never really messed around with cloaked ships as far as any of that goes. Caravaneers, huh? Okay, they gave us a bunch of energy credits. Do we want to buy, like, alloys with that? Alloys are cheap. Let's get 1 round of alloys purchased. I like it. And then we'll put those into ships. Beautiful. So that looks good. How many more ships do we need here? We're going to be at, I think, like 1060. We're going to have plenty of naval cap for this. We're going to look to probably get another fleet going relatively soonish. But overall, this is looking good. Our economy is in a strong state at this moment. Or at least a good enough state. That's for sure. Eolum is going to be surveyed quite soon here. We only have a little bit left to survey. What are these guys? Cracked crystalline shards? Okay, sure. If they get hostile, we can definitely deal with that. I mean, honestly, our base level station will probably deal with that.
Potential market survey
Okay,
completed. Now
now we can build our starbase here in Eolum, and we definitely will do so. Our transport fleet here, this can come back to, like, Nightbirth. That would be absolutely fine. It'll get there relatively quickly.
Research actualized.
Explosive weapon damage. Cool. What are we working on next? Planetary build speed? Sure, whatever. These are repeatable techs. I don't care too much about them. We're just going to try to... I usually try to keep these relatively even in terms of cost, so that's the way I usually go about doing that, but I don't know how the auto research does it. Probably not like that. Because it's probably a dumb way to do it, in all honesty. But that is how I do it when I'm manually managing those. So I'm just going through here, seeing if there's anything that needs to be done. This Sentry Hub does need to be upgraded. 10,000 on that, and we could probably do that. We'll get an additional 2,500 for alloys here. And if they happen to sell again and drop that price down again, we'll buy another 2,500. Oftentimes the AI likes to do that on the month tick. Looks like they have not done it here. Okay. Oh, there they go. Cool. So we'll just buy that in, and that puts us at 10K, which allows us to upgrade our Sentry Spire. Beautiful. So that's all looking good. This construction in Eolum will be done almost imminently. Almost imminently.
Upscaling complete.
And we're going to build a mining station here. Cool. We're at 72 influence right now. I don't think we need any other gateways out in this area, So that looks absolutely fine. I do want to get some hyper relays built as a backup transit system in case we lose access to the gateways for whatever reason. That is definitely a thing that can happen. Let's check in at Tiamat here. We're still upgrading that to a Star Fortress. I want to check in at Viscaran's mod. That's still going. I'm not too concerned about this up here for now. Okay. So far, this is looking good. We are going to look to attack the Calactoran Protectors. We're going to need, out of curiosity, I mean, we don't have any claims here. I don't know if these guys would vote for it, for an aggressive claim there. I don't know that they wouldn't vote for it either, though. We're not like a pacifist organization here, right? The Federation that we're in is not built of pacifists. It's built by pragmatic commercial interests. So they might very well be interested in a war there. We'll see once we have the influence for it, but that is going to take some time. So this mining station is going to be built shortly, and then I think we should go over to, like, Soyu here. It'll take some time to get there. Maybe we should simply build in Felix. Like that.
Potential spaceborne resource encountered.
And then in Ofang, we can build a hyper relay here after we're done with our gateway site. Where does that queue up at? Off over here? Okay, whatever. It's kind of an awkward place to build it, but sure. So we're at 3.2k alloys right now. Yeah, this is saying about 20,000 alloys to get that maxed out. That's not too bad. We can buy an additional 2,500 here. The price is remaining super, super low. So I like it. That's getting us a lot of extra alloys. And 1080 is going to be our cap. Yeah, that looks good.
Blocker liquidated.
Cool. Additional tile blockers finishing. What are we... This is a terraformation, right. Okay. I just want to check in on our jobs here, see if there's anything that needs to be done. For the moment, the answer is no. Okay. So we're still working on a bunch of these things over here. We've got an arid world here that really should be terraformed into a desert world. This is also an arid world, and we are lacking energy credits to get this all done. These guys rivaled us. Hilarious. That's fine. We don't care too much about that. We do want to get these terraformed eventually. And we're just kind of waiting for the month tick at this point. So we'll terraform this on over into a desert world. We've got 2 more that we need to do. We can sell off some consumer goods. These are like 2k each. It's super easy to get that. So we're just going to get this terraformation underway immediately. While I'm thinking of it, before I forget. Fantastic. So that looks great. We have all of those colonizations happening. We have an empty job, or rather a worker unemployment here. And we can send them to... Where would we want to send them? Everin Prime? Sure. Why not? There's 21 jobs available there. We might as well. Okay, so that looks good. Beautiful. 20,000 alloys to replenish our ships. And we've got 10,000 right now. The price is low again, so I'm going to buy in another 2,500. We've now got 12k. Beautiful. We're looking really, really soon at having our fleets fully reinforced. Order restored on Ilix Prime. Wonderful. Let's check in on... let's check in on Tiamat real quick. 15 days on that Star Fortress upgrade. Okay. Ofang is, of course, working away. And as far as all of this up here goes, apparently we have 9 physics research and terminal egress that we're not getting. And 6 engineering up here. When did that happen? That's interesting. Well, we're still working on all of this over here, of course. This guy is going to build a hyper relay in Tirsonia, and then one in Badukan. Now, we have access through Rosselhog here, and that would be the most efficient way to do this. But if we lose that access, we want to have a backup system. So we're going to head down this direction and then into Tirnar. As soon as this guy is done here, I want him to come up over this direction and build research stations over here and over here. So that'll do for now. These guys are just chilling in terminal egress. Okay. We have a newly founded colony here. We are, of course, going to put in our corporate culture site, our gene clinics, and a city district. Cool. So that is underway. And we'll decide what we want it to be later. This generator world is currently done building, but doesn't actually have major issues at this moment, other than stability, I suppose. Stability is a bit of an issue. It'll get over that slowly over time, as it gets incorporated into our empire. Cool. So, I mean, we're definitely strong enough to take on the Kalaktoran Protectors ourselves without the Federation. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Okay, this is cheap again. We're going to buy in a few more alloys. Unfortunately, we have to involve the entire Federation for that. 7,700 at this point. That's really close to being fully reinforced. I love it. Keep in mind, we didn't lose most of these ships. We deleted our frigates and are replacing them with the Firm-class Corvette. So that's looking good. A testament to the ingenuity of intelligent life indeed. So Able Swarm is the only one that needs additional work. We're building a battleship right now and a bunch of corvettes. We do still need additional corvettes here. No doubt about
Blocker
that.
liquidated.
Additional tile blockers being cleared off over here. I love it. And what else do we have? No job work at all. We're definitely starting to hit the pop growth slowdown. No doubt about that. We're feeling it. We are certainly feeling
Special
it.
project
The slave market
actualized.
exists. So that's a potential thing that we can do. We've lowered the energy barrier that surrounded Badukan 4. What our scientists found was an indistinct habitable world devoid of civilization, with one notable exception. A small, isolated hut was found perched on a mesa on the planet's northern hemisphere. Within the hut, we found a withered old Imutharen who has demanded to speak with our government. Well, open a channel. You cannot imagine how good it is to finally see clear skies again, Maloqui. I am Grand Admiral Tubarek, former master of the combined Imutharen Armada and victor of 100 battles. I personally oversaw the conquest of the Dusbajak, Reikanak, Binark, and Juskari empires, hundreds of your centuries ago. As my savior, I pledge my service to you. I should be honored to lead your mighty fleets into battle against your enemies. Why are you trapped behind a shield? Without my leadership skills, the Imutharans would just be another extinct, forgotten species. I crushed the fleets of all who opposed us and put a dozen worlds to the torch, all to preserve the future of my kind. This was my reward. When peace finally arrived and we sought treaties with those we had defeated, my presence became an embarrassment. I had become a symbol of Imutharan cruelty, and for my war crimes, I was imprisoned alone on this world. They lacked the courage to execute me, you see. How long have you been down there, exactly? When my own kind abandoned me here, they explained that time would pass more slowly on the inside of the energy barrier. For me, some 40 of your years have passed, while in the rest of the universe, untold centuries must have come and gone since the barrier went up. It felt like centuries to me as well when I sat alone brooding in the darkness of my hut. Truly, it did. So we can either welcome him, or just say, not interested, and bring the shield up again, and leave the creature to its woes. So if we want the shield to stay down, we have to accept him into our empire. This is a terrible trait, kind of. I mean, he does a lot of damage, but it just destroys our durability. But we don't actually have to put him in charge of anything. We can just pay the upkeep, keep him around until he dies. Okay. Fascinating. And this is now an arid world that we can terraform into a desert world. Okay. And this science ship at this point should head back to, like, Cosmalion, and we should just assist research there. So that'll be fine. Cool. All is looking good here. We are currently working on our gateway site here still. Down this direction, we're working on queuing up all of our hyper relays, and we do still require additional influence for that, but we're getting very close. We can queue up 2 additional hyper relays here, and then we just need the one in Soyu to complete this network. So that's looking good. And that's only like a couple months out. No major issues there. What is the price of alloys right now? Quite cheap. We could sell some rare crystals and buy in some additional alloys. I like it. That puts us at 4.6k, and in fact, that's
Research
more than what we need.
actualized.
to reinforce our fleets. So that is all of our fleets reinforced there. Transgenic crops finishing up. Cool. Subterranean refugees. Yes, bring us the pop, I think. Relations with the subterranean civilization will be harmed. We'll send them back. We are actually getting some trade from them, so that's okay. This colony here has a lot of tile blockers. Wow. Okay, we need to clear off these tile blockers as a high priority. We should build a city district as a higher priority, though, just because we need to get this job work done here, and that will give us a building slot. But we need to clear those tile blockers. That is a very, very high priority there, for sure. Insane numbers of tile blockers, actually. So that's all looking good.
Colonial enterprise established.
Cool. So there's our colony out over here. Similar issues with the tile blockers here. So same thing, we're going to put in a city district. That needs to go up on the top. We did not queue up the clearance of all of these tile blockers because we are out of energy credits for the moment. So we'll have to wait for the month tick here. And we are, of course, ticking forward as fast as we can. We are on the fastest possible speed at this moment, but we're entering the late game here, and Stellaris definitely slows down in the late game. No doubt about that. Our gateway site in the Ofang system is now ready. We'll deal with that in a moment. We need to get these cleared out, but that spent basically all of our energy credits. We're going to need additional energy credits to get that gateway site upgrading. But there we go. Beautiful. No major issues there, and yeah, these fleets are all looking much, much better. Cool. So, any other job work that we need to do right now? Well, this colony definitely needs a bunch of work. Specifically, we're going to put in a city district, and then we need to clear off all of these tile blockers, which are rather expensive, at least in comparison to what we have right now in terms of energy credits. We need another couple thousand. We can honestly sell off some minerals here. That would be reasonably fine. That gives us most of what we need. And then we could sell some consumer goods. Cool. So that investment will eventually pay off. Looks good. Any other job work to be done? For the moment, no, but we do know that this one is going to be finishing up as well, and that also has a bunch of tile blockers on it, so we'll keep an eye on that. 3 racket pops on Entropy's Promise. I like it. Does that mean that we need additional jobs there? Oh, this is Entropy's Promise. This is our capital. We need to resettle these somewhere else, and Everham would be a good place to put them. So, there we go. Those jobs are now filled, and people are working on them. I like it. So Femnu Prime is going to be colonized when? In about another month here. Okay, that's not too bad. It's looking reasonably good. We can definitely build our hyper relay here in Soyu, which we definitely want to do. Just get this hyper relay system fully set up here. That'll take some time to get that all done, of course, and our hyper relay is being built in Ofang as well. So this is all looking good here. Our next influence expenditure, I was going to say alloy, but it is our next influence expenditure, is going to be on the Calactoran Protectors. I want to get all of this claimed,
Blocker
and we know that that's going to cost like 240
Good
influence,
business
so
is
we'll
where
have
you
to wait
find
on
it.
that. And there's Femnu at this point established. Beautiful. So at this point, we're going to build a city district, and then we're going to clear out these tile blockers. Now, we don't have a huge amount of energy credits stored up at this moment, but we have enough, so we can get all of those tile blockers cleared out.
Special
Perfect.
project actualized.
The energy barrier that surrounded Weed Baril 2 has been lowered by our scientists, revealing a barren world with a single massive structure on its surface. Away teams sent into the structure have reported a massive vault, filled with technological marvels. The vault appears to have been established by Imutharen scientists soon after their empire began its long decline thousands of years ago, as a means to preserve some of their knowledge for the benefit of future generations of Imutharans. Now it benefits us. We get 155,000 research out of that, engineering research. Okay. Can we terraform that world? The answer is no, we cannot. Okay. I'm going to Control-Shift add a mining station over here so that we do that before we head off and do everything else. That'll be fine. And the Cash Probe, of course, should head over to Tiamat and assist research at Tiamat Prime. Beautiful. So that is all looking good for now. Federation Association ended with the Galactic Information Entente. Okay, that's cool. Now we do need housing and jobs on this urban world. There's still a lot of devastation here, so housing is actually likely not an issue. We do need jobs here. So a city district is probably not necessary, although amenities would be nice to have. We are negative on amenities currently. This would give 2 jobs, which is the same number of jobs that any other district is going to give. Okay, I guess we'll build a city district for the amenities, and we'll build 2 of them. I don't love it, but we'll do it. At least for the moment. So that's looking reasonably fine. I want to look at our capital, actually. We have 21 available housing here. Okay, we're a little bit housing heavy, but what would we do about that? The answer is not really very much. It's a very eclectic planet, and I don't love that, but do we need that crime reduction? Maybe. Maybe we do. And actually, a lot of this housing comes from Chamber from the Fortress. So that's fine for the moment. I think that we're not going to have any major issues there right now. Cool. So we're next going to attack the Calyptoran Protectors. Absolutely. We're certainly making our way through over here. Did this guy stop construction on this in order to do that? Okay, whatever. I guess that's fine. He can head back to Ofang. That's not the end of the world. It's just a little awkward. The Solorum Multitude is a subsidy under the Tebadoran Corporation. Which is very interesting. We could think about getting the Solorum Multitude under our control eventually. There's definitely a possibility of that. And our fleets have definitely powered up. No doubt about that, too. But we, at this point, do definitely need to attack the Calyptoran Protectors. That is 100% our next goal here. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, the Calyptoran Protectors are going away. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Indy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.